Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. This is going to be kind of short and sweet a little bit. I really didn't feel like pouring or doing any paintings. Sometimes I just don't feel like it, and that's really kind of it. And this week I just been a little under the weather, so I just wanted to share with you some other things that I do besides fluid art. I am taking a few classes, um, and I'll share those with you when I get a little bit further into them. And I have to remind myself some of this stuff I pick up to use I've never used before, like the Posca pens or drawing flowers or all this stuff. And I have to keep reminding myself that I've never done this before and it's okay that I'm not getting it right on the first try. And that's really, hard because we're always judging ourselves. So I'm going to try to start practicing what I preach. And, it's okay to be discouraged and it's okay to, just not be feeling it. So let's get into a few other things that I can share with you. I want to share with you some of my watercolors. I'm actually trying to get my palette's a little bit more organized. This is just a few of the watercolors that I have, and I'll show you I've been swatching some of them. Let me get these out of the way real quick. I've been swatching some of my watercolors, but in this book, which I'll show you some of that, is some stuff that I want to maybe encourage you to try to work on some paper. And it has kind of taken down the tension and the noise because we get on a canvas and we're like, oh my God, I don't want to mess this canvas up, or I don't want to lose this paint. And when we're on a piece of paper, it kind of gives you like a different kind of mentality about what kind of surface we're on. So I'll share with you some of the papers that I have and some of the stuff I've been playing around with and working on. I have a goal that I'm trying to get to and something I'm trying to learn. And I'm just, like I said, taking classes from a bunch of different artists and trying to find my own place. So, all right, with that being said, this is just watercolor and some pastels I was playing around with. Also this, I never drew anything like that. And because it doesn't look like, something very beautiful, I have to give myself permission to be okay that it's not perfect. And, so it's just crazy how we just break ourselves down, when something doesn't look right. So, and this is on Fabriano watercolor paper. And I really, really love this. This is really good for mixed media. And this actually is not watercolor. I'll show you what it is. It's actually this. It's Purely Pigments by Color Art. And this one here is Pure Magenta, which I think is this color right here. And I watered them down in just a palette, a ceramic palette, so it wouldn't go everywhere. And I just used my brush just to see what they would do. And they turn out kind of pretty. Now, you can't re-wet them. Once they're on there and they're stained. But this is a really, really beautiful product. And if you've not checked out Color Art, I really encourage you to do so. Their products are very, very unique, and I love them. So this is just some more. I think this is some watercolor, some pens, and just trying to figure out what marks do I like, what marks do I want to leave. I really, really love this right here. I love also. Let's see what else. I love the color and the gradient. I love these leaves. These are really pretty to me, and they're kind of natural. And I also encourage you to flip your paper around in different directions, and you might see something different. This is also Color Art primary or Purely Pigments. I'm sorry. Again, I just wetted them down in a ceramic dish. Got my paintbrush out just to see what would happen. And then this is some of my watercolors. This is the set of the White Nights granulation colors. They're okay. Again, I am new to a lot of things around here, so but I'm just trying to get my feet wet and just like I said, see what I like. This is another. This is the Milan watercolor set. This is 52 colors. This is a Paul Rubin luminous set. This is so pretty. And I've also heard, I'm not sure, I haven't checked into it, but the light fastness on these, I think they do fade after a while, these, but don't quote me on that. And this is the other Paul Rubin set. It's 24 watercolors. This is a FinTech palette. It's 12 count, and it's just, and that's these two up here. They're just metallics. And I tried to brighten these up a little bit, but the more you put water on, the more it pulls the color out. So, but obviously there's a few that really stuck. And this is Light Wish. This is also 24 count. Now I'm trying to start to get away with, I've noticed, is that the ones that only have like one pigment in them. And I'm looking at other ones like the stuff at like Deep Light, Masha's watercolors, Schminky, all that good, all those. This is another palette I have. This is this one, and it's not, this is this palette. And like I said, I'm just working on that. And I have the colors named, but that'd be a lot for me to go through. So, and this is my, it's wet. This is my second palette. Now these are interference colors. That's why you can't see them, and that's white. But this is my second palette, and that's these colors right here, which they're also very, very beautiful. I do love them. And let's see. And I think, oh, that's it for this book. I'm going to open this up so that it'll dry out. Okay. And then what I also want to show you is, excuse me, let me get a drink of water real quick because my throat is a little dry today. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. This book is by Ohuhu, and what I love about this book is that if you use markers and pens, if you're an artist that loves that kind of medium, these pages do not bleed, and I haven't seen them bleed even when I've put some heavy paint on them. Again, this is from a class I'm taking from Susan Allard. You can check her out on social media. I'll put her in the link. I'm kind of in the middle of the class, so this is stuff I've just been playing around with. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I just get in here. I hate this, but that's okay. This I'm just trying to I'm trying to learn my brush. I'm trying to learn my paints. I'm trying to learn composition, and but it'll all come together. I think is that stuck. Oh, this is also from Susan Allard. This is one of her classes, and I just kind of kept going. Again, this is the first time I've ever drew a leaf or painted a leaf, and now I've been working on how I hold my brush and how much pressure I use on my brush, and to make the leaves look a little bit more natural. But this is still pretty, right? This is another, I don't know if this was from her class or not, but this was something else I was just having fun with. This background is gouache, and so are these. That's gouache as well. This was just something else I was playing around with. See, I'm starting to learn like the pressure of my brush and all that stuff. Again, the same thing, just trying to do some mark making just to see what I like. And like I said, turn your page upside down and you might see something different. This is just a Posca pen. Again, just messing around. And this is florals, again, Susan Allard's class. And, you know, my problem is like I'll kind of follow along and then my head just goes and so does my arm. And then things get kind of a cluster, right? This is where I was practicing with my brush. And look how different it is when I sat down and learned just to take my time a little. This was something else. I was just playing with some colors. And this is going to be something new. I don't know what it is next in that class, but I'll keep you posted. All right, let me show you a few other things. Okay, this is different mixed media paper and watercolor paper. Again, just practicing and playing around. Same thing. This is off of Kandinsky circles or something like that where I found it. This is pastels, watercolor, and oil pastels on here. Same thing, it's that Kandinsky color pattern or something he used. Okay, this is from an artist. I'm taking her class right now. It's a really, really long class. It's from Esther Frankschut. And I'm going to put her in the link below as well. And it's really a beautiful class. And it's very, very lengthy. If you do have the time to get yourself and dive into something of really a long quality, and there's no cutting of the cameras and stuff, that's a really good class to check out. This is also these purely pigments. This is purely pigment for sure, but it's really cool how it stains the paper, but I don't have any staining on the back, which is pretty neat. This is again a part of that class I'm taking with Esther, and we're working on composition. Excuse me. This class is, oh gosh. Oh, Lohrhorn art. Okay, so I took a couple classes from her, and actually this is one of my first paintings I did with her, and this is pigment sticks. This is R&F pigment, and I'm going to show you one of them. Let's see here. This is from my R&F pigment sticks. This one hasn't been opened yet, but I'll open it for you. If I can get it. Of course not. Oh, here we go. Okay, so these pigments right here, these oils, they're oil sticks. And they do dry, they do take some days, but it depends on how thick you're painting. This has a film on it, and you have to take it off with like a, let's see, maybe a paper towel. Yeah, see that? With maybe a paper towel, and you can use like a razor blade. What I do is kind of cut a slice right here, and I try to peel it off. And these are so beautiful and so fun to use. And like I said before in one of my other videos, I really do try to take very good care of my supplies. I mean, these were $20 a piece, and you know what I mean? So, and my fiance works really, really hard for me to buy these things, so I definitely want to take care of them. All right, moving along. This is just another, this class was a part of like a cohesive work of art. There's a few things that I know I could change, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and do the class again. And that's the beautiful thing about taking some classes. You know, you can go back at any time and revisit everything. So, but it was fun to do, and it's fun to have. This was just another test piece. Another one. This is what I was so mad I did that. Another one. This is just something I was messing around with, was just black and white. It was kind of messy. I can't remember what this is for. This is also oils, that oil stick. What I did with this is, there's a medium. Let me get it out. I think it's this one. It's really hard to open. Okay, this is a blending medium. And what you do is you kind of just take a scoop out, and you can, the oil sticks, you can use them with a brush. You can use them with a palette knife. You can use them to draw with. And what I did is I cut a part of the stick off, which was the gold, with a palette knife, and I just kind of mashed it up and used it for some texture. And I used a stencil for that. This is another one of my classes. And this was another one of my classes. So, and like I said, I encourage you to work on some paper because it might take the pressure off. And I'll show you one of the pads that I have. Hold on one second. This is a Grumbacher. It's a mixed media pad. And this is really nice because you can cut it into however many pieces you want. So that might be a good idea for you too. And I have a couple more pictures I want to show you. These are in this display book because I don't want them to get rubbed off. And I really love this. This is with watercolor, oil pastels, some mark making stuff. And I used a gold fine liner in here and regular pastels. This is kind of the same. This is pastels, soft pastels, and a little bit of watercolor. And this is just a smaller piece of that one I showed you over there. So, all right, everybody. I think for my Sunday video, I'm going to show you some books, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the book I just purchased. This guy, and I can't wait to show it to you. Have a good day. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video.